Mack truck, did you get it?
Please join me in for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Call this meeting to order. We have approval of today's agenda.
If there's no additions or corrections, I'll approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for approval of the agenda. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Approval of last week's minutes.
I see nothing wrong with them. Make a motion to approve Monday, June 19th, 2023 minutes.
A second.
We have a motion and a second. Approval of the minutes for Monday, June 19th. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Item number 1, approved county engineer employment agreement. Zach is here. This is the standard agreement we approve every year for July 1 to June 30 for fiscal year 24 with the 6% raise, which all county employees receive. Any comments from anyone?
Well, I want to correct the statement that not all county employees got that,
Okay, sorry.
but it's what secondary roads get.
Yes. Thank you. We are gonna change the verbiage on item number 7. And the county attorney will do that. We all have a copy of that. correct?
Yes,
We're all in agreement?
yes.
Yes.
I'll make a motion that we approve the agreement pending the changes on article number 7.
I can second that.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Payables, number 2. This was the last pay period for fiscal year 23. And it shows with some of the use it or lose it funds. And there was, it was an active bill day. Do you have any questions or comments on any of the pending payables?
You may want to note that there's 2 more going in there. Do you do?
No, because nobody has a copy of this. They all had it.
Okay.
There'll be a mileage and a, was it D.A. Davidson? Or
UMB,
UMB, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
the new total is $989,729.65.
And there's one for Zach too, for appraisals.
Oh, the Scott Potoff, $1,500 appraisals.
Yeah, that's included
Okay,
in the total.
All right, I can make a motion to approve payables of $989,729.65.
I'll second that.
we have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
We'll pass around, I reran just one for you guys to sign it all in one file.
Item number 3, approved Class C retail alcohol license, Carroll Country Club.
There's looks like just their renewal, ain't it?
Yes.
September
Their
1st.
annual renewal.
Yeah, I make a motion to approve Carroll Country Club's liquor license. Alcohol Beverage Division from September 1st to August 31st of 2024.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Number 4, approve Ragbri vendor permit for Iowa Grill. I think this is gonna be on 180th Street, right north of city limits. Courtney, 21145 180th Street. This would be
I don't have
for
the
Rag
address.
Right.
Well, you know what, I looked at this, and this is something I thought of that last night.
We add it to that,
It needs to be added to that permit where the locations,
even if it's handwritten or something on there, be nice.
because the only way I found it is way down the bottom where that copy, of that license, that it's so small.
Yeah.
I
That'd be
think
nice, cause it's nice to look up where they're gonna put the bar.
Well, and sometimes the sheriff and engineer have say on as far as is it gonna be a danger? or-
Yes, yes.
So-
This one is basically across from city limits.
Yeah, on the permit, we have a place for website, which
Yes. It's crock,
you wanna cross that off and just put location of
yes.
event. or
Yeah, I think
whatever.
it's too late to do anything this time, but yeah, I think it would be.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna write that in here.
Cause I think that should be part of that application, that you know where they're at.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve, how you say it, Iowa Grill?
I think so.
Yeah, another way to spell Iowa. It's a Carroll County vendor permit for July 25th, 26th for Egg Rye.
Do they have the
second it.
date wrong on that? I think they want that to be July 24th. As they're coming into town. If that's the,
Oh, right here, event date, July 24th.
it says vendor permit right
Yes.
there. On the top, we need that.
Oh, change that, huh? How come nobody caught that before?
I don't know. Good catch.
I just saw.
But it's right on the
We
event,
all know when.
on the
Red
event
Rag
dates,
is,
right? Yeah.
We have a motion and a second, so all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Someone
Aye.
second. Someone needs a
Opposed?
second.
Cindy said, oh,
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Whoever.
number 5, flats.
They look like they're all, from what I had to look them up. All acreages that they're replatting. Or splitting off from farm ground. I see no problem. I'll make a motion to approve the 2 plats.
We have a second?
Yeah.
We have a motion, or a motion and a second to approve the flats. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
I,
Trying to find the manure management.
it's on top of you right here.
Wheatland Township, Wheatland 15, change crop rotation or optimum yields, use manure analysis. Timberline, Timberlane, change crop rotation, optimum yields, updated RUSLE
Russell's too.
to P indexes. Stephen Nace, electing to be a small animal feeding operation. Connor South, change crop rotation or optimum yields, updated rules. And P indexes. Committee reports.
You ready? I'll go first. Last week, Tuesday, me and Cindy went to conservation with Jason Pitchman, and we drove around and checked out multiple county parks. Ran out of time, to be honest with you. They have a lot of ground to take care of and manage. On Wednesday, I went to Oakland, Iowa, to the WMA meeting for watershed management. That was in the morning, from 9 to noon. At 1:45, I met with Mark Beardmore, the city mayor, just to discuss more of that 2080 agreement for the 2 mile ordinance. And this morning we had the Zoom with baiting construction update. And that is it for this week.
I can go. I met with Molly Scott last Tuesday to discuss my role as chair. The next meeting will be August 17th. No new meetings on hazmat. I had a meeting with child care last Monday. There's still a need of a kitchen manager, a payroll coordinator, and 3 full-time aides. And the license for the center has also been renewed. Next meeting is July 17th. No meeting on joint 911 yet. No new meeting on Carroll County Preparedness Coalition. Safety Committee. I am gonna be meeting with Terry from Mid Iowa Insurance on July 11th to kind of do a deep dive into our claims over the past 6 years and try to compare them with what we have going on now and just see how they've changed over time and to see what we can do about that, that's all. Workforce development, I'm gonna meet with Kim Tiefenthaler after our Monday meeting on July 10th to brainstorm some possible measurable goals. I did, like Mike said, I went on the tour with Jason from Conservation. I was very appreciative. It was very nice. And I did not know all of the areas that they managed. I did get on the courthouse remodel call for a little bit. And I do have newspaper radio today. Take a look at it.
Then I'll go next. Tuesday, we had Carroll County Growth Partnerships Board meeting. One of the first things we did was, they did approve appointment of Jim Allen as treasurer. And Kim Tiefenthaler stepped down, and this was due to the fact that the auditors said it would be best because it was Kimberly and Kim. That'd be done, so that was done.
The appearance of a conflict. of
Yeah,
interest.
appearance of conflict of interest. They did approve the 2022 chamber in-kind contribution to CCGP. We had some discussion in regard to Latino outreach. They are doing some advertising on some papers for that. We had a hub 712 update. And that has changed. I assume you've all seen the news release, which is a good deal.
Yeah.
One of the other things we had a discussion with the University of Northern Iowa was there. They're doing an advanced Iowa. They will be also working out the Hub 712. They're basically peer groups that set up and they do peer groups for 2 to 3 years, and then they kind of go off on their own. And then we basically went around, had updates from the cities and the county and stuff like that. Okay, that was that.
You know what the rent will be on that Hub 712 building? Do you know the meeting?
I don't know
Okay.
that, but it's
It's a good spot for it.
It is, and the signage is gonna be free if I remember correctly.
when
That works.
retains the signage on or the name of the building.
Yeah.
An innovation, Win Innovation Center. I know it's gonna be quite a bit more reasonable, but
Yeah.
rest. I think I'll talk to you later.
Yep. It's a good spot.
Okay, yeah. And it should be all ready for split up, so. Okay, Thursday, and the refuge, meeting, a lot of discussion basically on different cultures and how to overcome that, and there was a lot of ideas kind of tossed around there. Friday was the Yes Center board meeting at the Cherokee. We did, approve asking for, it's in the process, we're looking at Nebraska becoming a member of a non-voting member of the,
The whole state?
and they're having a lot of problems out there trying to find places for people. Normally, I think they would probably utilize Woodbury, but there's been a lot of problems at Woodbury. So they want to come over there, but they understand our members have first right to a bed. So once they're full, they have to get them on. So we're in the process of doing that. We went through the financials. We did have some banking resolutions that we approved. We did have to borrow some short-term operating cash money, which is normal this time of year. If you're unaware, we get our state allocation usually comes in the end of August, 1st September. And so that's why that happens. We were at 12 on Friday up there and our average about 10. They are still looking for more transporters from the Carroll area. So if you know anybody that has, particularly if they had a back history of law enforcement and wants to look for a part-time job, there's availability. Staff is okay. Our accounts receivable, we're at 87,000 Friday, which is down from considerably what it's been. Carroll County was very much recognized for our donation of the car, very much appreciated, so. Then this morning we had the courthouse update on the HVAC system. This week Tuesday, I have a short policy council meeting by Zoom. I think there's a case where there's some funds left over and we're gonna look at some cars that they probably might need to trade out quick in the end. And then Thursday, I have a board meeting with new opportunity. That agenda is gonna be light, so we're encouraging everybody to just Zoom in because we covered the 7th county area. And then Wednesday, I have the Rolling Hills board meeting, which is fortunate for me. It's gonna be at 10 o'clock instead of 2 o'clock. And it's gonna be in Storm Lake instead of Olson.
Maybe drive.
Yeah. A little bit of drive.
Last week, Monday, newspaper, radio. Tuesday, I did attend a RAGBRAI meeting with the head of RAGBRAI, Matt Pippin was there. And the ambulance director was there and the sheriff was there discussing possible concerns. At noon, I attended the same CCGP meeting as Gene. Wednesday, I had an 8:30 Zoom call with SEH and Baden Construction. And I also sent, SEH was one bill we paid out for the 41,000 for the asbestos abatement that they did upstairs. There's some damage that happened on the floors. So we're waiting to resolve that before we pay that bill.
Kind of damage.
Floor damage from the tape. It's so adhesive that it pulled up some of the terrazzo. Yeah, I mean, it's a wet process and they have to mask everything and.
They pulled up the travel?
Yeah, you can go upstairs and see
So
it.
we have the
after
same problem with this one.
I don't know, they didn't have it downstairs, so I don't know if they got a new tape downstairs when they did it, the walls got damaged. Which is kind of inherent to the process, but we asked them to be a little more careful upstairs, they were on the walls, but the floor caught everybody by surprise. So I emailed Courtney, I copied you on those
We're trying to
emails.
settle before we pay,
Well, I think that they want to make it right too, so I gave them Janning's name and number for the contact
to
information.
repair.
Yeah.
Good.
And then also I went out to the engineer's office on Wednesday, and is RAGBRAI route finalized yet? Have you got the final email? Okay. But there were conversations on that with the DOT. I did look at payables. while I was
How
out
did
there
the the concerns of was it still a concern of 30 or was it?
to get them out of Carroll.
Yep.
They think about going up further north?
No, they're still thinking 30, but it's the detour of the cars, so they go all the way up to Auburn and take 175 over west of Laurelville or east of Laurelville and down to Jefferson. Might be a proposed state detour. Correct? Correct. And before.
People way up. Man.
People won't know that.
Huh?
People won't know that anyway.
No, I know.
I don't want to put words in Zach's mouth, but he's still working with the state DOT before he signs a detour agreement that may take it through Carroll County, up through the Litterdale, the cars, not the bicycle. Thursday, I did attend the refugee meeting along with Cindy and Jean. Friday was our last second judicial district of Department of Corrections meeting as an official board. We are now an advisory board under the consolidation of the governor and the department. And on Friday, I looked at payables. This week, tomorrow night, there's a board of adjustment for a solar farm up on 150th Street. I'm going to attend. Wednesday night is comprehensive plan at Region 12. this week.
I'm gonna go to both of those too. I forgot to mention
Okay.
that. Yes.
Where's that board?
Here, right here in this room. Yeah. Tim Putin's one that's
Yep.
sold, yeah. Courtney, next week, July 3rd, scheduled for a meeting day. Do we have members here that might be absent?
I thought Mike said it was gonna be
But
done.
he might be able to zoom in, but
Yeah, I don't know.
right now
Right
it's
now, there's no
perhaps a
change.
light agenda.
Yes, and it's nothing that can't wait till the 10th. As of right now.
For building.
Let's go back to reports. I also, 3 times last week, went out to 340th Street and watched, observed the construction. Guys are doing a super job.
Is it from a level C to a B right now, getting ready to become
I'm
an A?
gonna say it's almost to an A.
It's almost an A, all right.
Part of it is. Maybe wherever you're not good.
But it's very dusty out there, I'll tell you that.
Got your dang truck there.
1/10 of the town page, you're-
Anything else, Courtney?
No, I mean, if you guys want to plan on there possibly not being a meeting unless something critical comes up, we can. do that.
Perfect.
And I can stop up after the county attorney changes verbiage and I can take that out or try to find Zach and get it signed yet this week.
That refugee meeting, was there a lot of attendance there?
It was 15-ish probably.
Okay.
And it was, they had a couple of,
Yeah,
they had a couple of speakers.
Okay.
people that are Latinos that moved in the area.
Yep.
And what they went through.
One of them was Xavier Hernandez, who's a Carroll High teacher. He came here with his wife, who is, I believe, employed at St. Anthony. I think she's a doctor of some sort. And then there was a teller from a bailiff bank. And, yeah, it was, yeah, there's no county action by any means. It's just community people. It's open to anyone.
Something else I thought about. I went over to the Heritage Festival, is
Yeah.
that what they were calling it, in Denison?
Yeah.
It would be pretty easy to pull something like that off,
That was Saturday.
yeah. And we also might want to work with the park and the cultural advisory board to help do something.
Those would be
like that.
city level, though,
Oh.
not county level. Right?
Yeah, but we could, I mean, you would do it in Carroll though, right?
Yeah. I don't know that, yeah.
I mean.
Yeah,
anyway,
I'm
just-
learning, I'm just.
Just a
listening.
thought, it
Yeah.
was about 5, I'm estimating about 5 food trucks, maybe 20 tents. A parade that lasted 5 minutes. It was cute, it
Yeah.
was short. They, of course, the people did all the work, so it wouldn't be hard to do, my opinion.
Yeah.
So,
Well, the next meeting, did he schedule it yet? Yeah, we'll be getting an email on that soon. All right, if nothing else, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
What else is going on in the county with that?